Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Ramchandra. Today we are going to master stress, rhythm, and intonation that are crucial and significant for improving our fluency and global intelligibility. There are many accents around the world, native and non-native accents, and also AI becomes more integrated into human lives. In this context, it is the need of the hour to get mutual intelligibility between humans and machine interactions. To get mutual intelligibility, we have to master stress, rhythm, and intonation of English. And how stress, rhythm, and intonation play pivotal role to improve our pronunciation, our fluency, and intelligibility. That's what we are going to delve into today. But what is stress? What is rhythm? What is intonation? Now we dive into that. Now, look at the stress. A stress is a particular part of the word is stressed. That part is called a syllable. A particular syllable is stressed. That means that syllable is stronger, louder, and longer than other syllables in the same word. That is called stress for getting clarity, for getting information. But what is rhythm? Rhythm is the patterns of stressed and unstressed syllables to get equal intervals of time to maintain natural flow of speech and grouping words together in meaningful chunks. That is what rhythm. As I told you before, English language is stress timed, not syllable timed. So we have to follow the rhythm of English. We're going to look at stress, rhythm, and intonation. But what is intonation? The intonation is the variation in the pitch movement in speaking to convey different meanings, your emotions, your attitudes, your intentions, and the grammatical structures. That is what intonation. So if you master stress, rhythm, and intonation, and you can get global intelligibility. And also you can get fluency also. Fluency is very, very important in English language for global intelligibility. When we listen to native speakers, when you listen to different accents of the world, and to get that intelligibility and stress, rhythm, and intonation, these three play a major role. So how to practice them? How to get them? It's very easy. We look at stress and rhythm practice. You take the tongue twister. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. But you see that, as I mentioned when I talked about the rhythm, stressed and unstressed syllables. But here you see this. This, this one. You see, that is unstressed. This of, unstressed. But these are stressed syllables in these words. Okay? And the Peter. Now, we follow the rhythm. Peter Piper picked a peck of Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Look at that. Same equal intervals of time. You have to maintain equal intervals of time. The patterns of stressed and unstressed syllables in the production. The balance between stressed and unstressed syllables to get equal intervals of time in natural flow to get meaningful sentences. That is what stress is. So Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Baby Bob and Baby Bob bastard balloon. Look at that same. The same equal intervals of time. It is short sentence or long sentence, but you have to follow the rhythm of English. The most of the time, this suprasegmental feature is not taught in the classrooms. And you have to practice all these suprasegmental features to get intelligibility around the world. Now, the last one. She sells seashells on the seashore. One more time. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Baby Bob and Baby Bubble blasted a balloon. She sells seashells on the seashore. Look at that, the same equal intervals of time from one stressed syllable to another stressed syllable. That is what rhythm is. But we look at how to improve rhythm more. I give you more examples. So look at that. Now look here. It's very interesting. You take sentences like this and give them to the students. They can improve rhythm easily. Now look at this. A book, a good book, a very good book, a very good textbook, a very good school textbook, a book, a good book, a very good book, a very good textbook, a very good school textbook. The same. And look at the stressed and unstressed syllables. These are stressed syllables, and these are unstressed syllables. That is the balance between stressed and unstressed syllables to get equal intervals of time in a natural flow to get meaningful sentences. That is what rhythm is. It's a short or long sentence. You have to follow that. For example, again, we look at that. For example, the next one, a boy, a naughty boy, a very naughty boy, a very naughty English schoolboy. Look at the same equivalence of time. A boy, a naughty boy, a very naughty boy, a very naughty English schoolboy. The same equivalence of time in the production. That depends on your speed. You're talking slowly or fast. That depends on you. How you produce your rhythm. Rhythm depends on your voice, your production. We're going to look at that one also. And then look at the third one, a cup, an empty cup and saucer, an empty cups and a broken saucer, two empty cups and a broken saucer. Look at the same equivalence of time. A cup, an empty cup, an empty cup and saucer. Cup and. It's not cup and cup and saucer. An empty cup and. It's not an empty cup and no, an empty cup and a broken cup and a broken saucer. Two empty cups and a broken cups and a broken saucer. Look at the music. That's why I told you phonetics is musical and magical mixture of English language. You have to practice them to get global intelligibility. And we see this rhythm in sentences. We are practicing stress and rhythm only, but not intonation. Intonation comes later. Now look at this. You also repeat after me. Otherwise, you practice yourselves the later when you have find time. Now look at this. The same. The same equivalence of time you have to follow. I want to go to the park today. Look at this. I want to go to the park today. She loves to read books in the evening. She loves to read books in the evening. Here, in the last lesson, I explained connected speech. Here, this one. Read books. Read books is not read books. She loves to read books. Read books in the evening. Read books in the evening. That is connected speech. You go and see the video. He didn't finish his homework on time. He didn't finishes. Go to weak forms. There is another video. He didn't finish his homework on time. Work on time. Again, you go there. You see weak form. Functional words. There's another video. And if you practice, because I'm giving training to you one by one. And there's a last lesson in the future, one video, then we finish complete phonetics. The next one. The cat is sleeping on the sofa. The cat is sleeping. The cat is sleeping in the sofa. The cat is sleeping in the sofa. Look at that. The cat is sleeping in the sofa. The cat is sleeping in the sofa. The cat is sleeping in the sofa. Sleeping under. The next one. We should visit the museum this weekend. We should visit the museum this weekend. Museum this. Visitor. We should visit the museum this weekend. Look at that same equal intervals of time. That is what rhythm is. We look at some more sentences. Look at that. They're discussing plans for the trip. They're discussing the plans for the trip. The same equalness of time. Look at that. I'm giving the stressed words in red, unstressed in blue. I did a lot of work making this material. When you need to practice pronunciation more. You need to practice pronunciation more. You need to practice a pronunciation more. Practice your, that is, practice here. It goes like that. That is what rhythm is. So stressed and unstressed syllables, the balance between them and for getting equality of time, and you maintain certain speed and getting meaning. That is what the perfect rhythm of English. The next one. We have to clean the house before guests arrive. We have to clean the house before guests arrive. We're going to the beach this afternoon. We're going to the beach this afternoon. Look at this. We're going to the beach this afternoon. I'm not giving any tone, falling tone or rising tone. It's an equivalence of time. We are looking at only stress and rhythm practice. The children are playing in the garden. The children are playing in the garden. The children are. The children are playing in the. The children are playing in the garden. That is the perfect rhythm. So if you listen to native speakers, you come to understand. Native speakers means it's not the casual talk. When the great speakers and public speakers, when they give speeches, okay, then you listen to them, you come to understand, they follow the same. Okay, but casually when you sit, because I work with many people, I meet many native speakers from different parts of the world, native and non-native speakers, because as I'm working there with them, I meet here and there, and we teach together, because my ear tuned to world accents, but my tongue is only this one, only phonetics. That is global intelligibility. You have to practice. And if you practice this, you can understand all the accents. So it's my sincere request to practice those. Okay, now, my book is here. Okay, now look at this. Another practice. Now we look at, we finished stress and rhythm. Now we look at tones of English, that is intonation. What is intonation? I told you before. Variation in the pitch movement in speaking to express your intention, your attitude, your emotion, okay? And your grammatical structure. That is what exactly intonation is. So we master stress and rhythm. Now we have to focus on intonation. That is very, very important. Now look at this. These are primary tones: falling tone, rising tone, fall, rising tone, rise, falling tone, and level tone. But there are other tones: high rise, low rise, fall, rise, fall, rise, fall, rise. There are other sounds, but if you practice these primary tones, it's enough for speaking. And also, if you practice them perfectly, you can inadvertently, you don't know, but you use those tones also in your speaking. But you have to practice these tones. Falling tone, for example, falling tone, you take rising tone, fall, rise, rise, fall, and level tone. I gave you symbols there, you can find. And now, how we produce them, we practice. Now look at this. I gave one example here. She's beautiful. That is a sentence. No tone. No tone I used. But here, look at, I gave the same example here. Falling tone. Beautiful. 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 Look at it. Beautiful. 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 Rise, fall. Beautiful. Beautiful. She's beautiful. Falling tone. She's beautiful. Rising tone. She's beautiful. Fall, rise. She's beautiful. Rise, fall. She's beautiful. She's beautiful. That's it. But the tone, every tone has meaning. Because as I told you before, it expresses attitude, your intention. We're going to look at that one also later. But you follow only tones. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. The next, another example. He's wonderful, 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 wonderful. He's wonderful. He's wonderful. He's wonderful. He's wonderful. Wonderful. These are falling, rising, fall, rise, fall, and level tones. But we look at how, oh, there is another example here. Look at that. Are you married? Are you married? Yes. That means he's very happy with his marital life. That's why he's happy. So he's saying yes. But if someone says, are you happy? Yes. Yes. Maybe 1 year or 2 years gone. So he's not happy. Not like yes. And the next one, are you married? Yes. Yes. All right. Married, but she left him. Are you married? Yes. Only maybe recently get married. That's why he's very excited. Oh, that is used even for surprise also. And the last one, are you married? Yes. Look at that. Yes. That means he's married, but he's not interested because of parents, because of family, because of friends, because of society. They say, when do you get married? When do you get married? What is your age? It's time to get married. And because of that, he get married. Now it's the music started in his life. That's what he says. Are you married? Yes. Yes. Look at that. That means the intention of the speaker by tones. Yes. 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 Now, we look at tones in sentences. One tone I gave you, we'll look at that. Look at this. First, the first sentence, you see only the rhythm. This is the stroke, that is the rhythm. The rhythm is here, and this is the stressed syllable, and these are unstressed syllables. These are unstressed syllables. These are unstressed syllables. Okay, now, how do you produce? I'm going to America tomorrow morning. You can't see any tone, any prominence, any variation in the pitch. I'm going to America tomorrow morning. I'm going to America tomorrow morning. Same equal interval time. That is rhythm. But what is this here? Attitudinal patterns, emotional patterns of intonation. That's what I told you. Now, for example, here, falling tone is ongoing here. But are all other same? They follow only the rhythm. For example, if you produce like this, I'm going to America tomorrow morning. I'm going, it gets more prominence, pitch prominence, but other stressed and unstressed syllables going with rhythm. That is what? Intonation in sentences. Again, we look at all four sentences in red. I'm going to America tomorrow morning. I'm going to America tomorrow morning. The next sentence. I'm going to America tomorrow morning. I'm going to America tomorrow morning. The sentence 3. I'm going to America tomorrow morning. I'm going to America tomorrow morning. Tomorrow. The last sentence. I'm going to America tomorrow morning. I'm going to make it tomorrow morning. You see that the falling tone is used on a particular word in every sentence. That word gets prominence than other words in same sentence. And that word tells you something. The intent of the speaker, attitude of the speaker, emotion of the speaker. That is what is called intonation. These are called attitudinal patterns of intonation, emotional patterns of intonation. And some people say intonation, some writers say intonation is attitudinal. Some writers say intonation is grammatical, but both are accepted. The grammatical and attitudinal. That is a wonderful study if anyone wants to do the study in phonetics. You study both in combination. And there is the great writer the phonetician is a Halliday. You look at that and let it forget. And these two, and there are other writers. And if you follow them, you can go for research. If you want to do research, contact me. I would help you in doing research. Okay? That is in the study called phonetics. Okay? Yeah. Okay, now we look at attitudes, how attitude changes. We look at that. Red, first we look at the blue also. I'm going to America tomorrow morning. That's the rhythm. But now we look at the tone, intonation. I'm going to America tomorrow morning. That means I'm going, but not staying. That is the intent of the speaker. The next one, I'm going to America tomorrow morning. America, but not Australia. That is the intent of the speaker. I'm going to America tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, but not this evening or day after tomorrow. That is the intention of the speaker. I'm going to make it tomorrow morning. I'm going to make it tomorrow morning, but not in the evening. So look at that. The intention of the speaker is expressed by using falling tone, by giving pitch prominence on a particular syllable in a word in a sentence. That means I tell something to the listener. I tell something to the audience. Native speakers, we don't know, we can't understand. But native speakers use these tones frequently. Stress, rhythm, and intonation, they use frequently. So we have to follow them. We can't follow, you don't imitate them. Don't care about that. Don't care about native speakers or non-native speakers or anyone. But you should be globally intelligible when you listen, when you speak. For that, you have to practice this, what I explained. And most of the time, teachers teach and learners learn only segmental features. They neglect the suprasegmental features. And you have to practice each and every aspect of phonetics. Phonemes, sounds of English. Later, markers, clusters, and connected speech, weak forms, strong forms, stress, rhythm, intonation. If you practice each and every aspect of phonetics, you can get fluency. Now I'm teaching slowly for understanding because I'm teaching to India, I'm teaching to Vietnam, non-native countries. So I'm talking very slowly because I speak very fast. You're gonna look at that, how I speak. So we practice stress, rhythm, and intonation. Okay, stress, rhythm, and intonation. We understood, but I'm gonna explain where and when, how to use different tones, falling tone, where, how, when, rising tone, fall rise, rise fall, level tone. I'm gonna explain where and when and how to be used in sentences. That's the last video of phonetics I'm going to make. But now here, you practice stress, sounds, markers, connected speech, and whatnot. Everything is practiced. And also, today you practice stress, rhythm, and intonation. But there are very, very important aspects you have to add. These are very important if you want to be a wonderful speaker. That is fluency. Fluency is very, very important. Stress, rhythm, intonation, and fluency. But the most of the times, native speakers break long sentences into pieces. Look at the sentence. We native speakers all the time produce like that. He's always been interested in learning about history and ancient civilizations around the world since he was a child. Like this, according to the person, according to the native speaker's practice and the level of speed, the stress and rhythm and intonation. Because we don't follow stress and rhythm and intonation, we never practice, we never master them. That's why we break them into pieces. But if you practice these three aspects, and you can get perfect fluency of English. This one, look at that. He's always been interested in learning about history and ancient civilizations since he was a child. Again, I missed that word. He's always been interested in learning about history and ancient civilizations around the world since he was a child. But here, you see that I said history and ancient civilization. Here rising tone, there's a rising tone here, and here falling tone. That means this sentence followed stress, rhythm, intonation, and fluency. You should not break the sentence. You should follow each and every aspect. And that's why the longer sentence should be followed rhythm. That means the balance between stressed and unstressed, and the variation in the pitch movement, and words follow the stress. So these three are very, very important to practice. One more time. He's always been interested in learning about history and ancient civilizations around the world since he was a child. Look at that. It's a long sentence, but no break. But we native speakers do that. So if I have 100 sentences like this. If you want, I provide you. Okay. So if you practice this, if you practice stress, rhythm, and intonation, and then you practice longer sentences for getting fluency. This is one of the best tips. If you follow, you can get fluency very quickly. We look at one more sentence. Generally, we break at the glasses, but we should not break that. But there is a little pause, that pause not heard. He doesn't know where he left his glasses, and he's been looking for them everywhere. The glasses, it gets falling tone there. He doesn't know where he left his glasses, and he's been looking for them everywhere. That is, but we break. He doesn't know where he left his glasses. He's been looking for them everywhere. We break like that. We should not break the sentence. See, that means the fluency is missing because of that. So all non-native speakers should follow this. Stress, rhythm, and intonation for getting fluency and global intelligibility, as I mentioned before. And look at another sentence. We should probably start thinking about our vacation plans for the summer. We should probably start thinking about our vacation plans for the summer. There's stress, rhythm, intonation, my attitude, my intention, my anguish, what I want to tell to my friend, what I want to tell to the, what I want to tell my friends. And the last sentence, look at that. I can't believe how quickly the time has passed since we started the journey. Believe, that is rise and fall tone. I can't believe how quickly the time has passed since we started the journey. Look at that. But we break into pieces. We should not break. If we don't break, we'll get fluency. I'm stressing that the problem is fluency for native speakers. We have to break that. As I mentioned before, fossilization, that is also be broken if we practice this. Then our last sentence, look at that. We should definitely try the pasta at the Italian restaurant. It's absolutely delicious. Look at that. But we break into pieces. You should definitely try pasta. That Italian restaurant is absolutely delicious. So we should not break the sentences into pieces. We break them because we never master rhythm of English. If you practice rhythm, it's very easy. So we practice every aspect of phonetics, suprasegmental features, in focus, stress, rhythm, and intonation. And by practicing how to get fluency. Now we have to add very, very important aspects. These are called para-linguistics. Para-linguistics are very, very important, but people never care about it. If you learn only phonetics, you can get para-linguistics. Otherwise, you have to imitate someone, you have to follow some other speaker, then you can get it. But by own yourself, you sit alone, stand before the mirror, practice yourself. Phonetics, only way to improve your pronunciation, your intelligibility, whatnot, every aspect of English language. English pronunciation. Now look at this. What? These are para-linguistics. There is another context also, para-language. Para-language is different. Para-language is the making sounds from your body. What is that? That is that is para-language. Your body, when you're tired, when you're happy, that is para-language. But the para-linguistics that they came from within. Your voice, your speed, your tempo, pitch and quality, rate or pace, pauses, loudness, audibility, intensity, frequency, breath force, voice modulation. These are very, very important aspects after mastery of stress, rhythm, and intonation, and all segmental features. These all you have to practice. If you practice, you could be a wonderful speaker. And you can be a global leader also. Now, we use every aspect of that. Stress, rhythm, intonation, and these para-linguistics. How? Look at this. It's a long sentence, but in this sentence, we have to follow stress, we have to follow rhythm, we have to follow intonation, we have to follow fluency, and we have to follow each and every aspect of these para-linguistics. Then how? The great legendary figure, the thinker, he said like that. I follow each and every aspect. Listen to me. Nobility and dignity, self-abasement and servility, insolence and vulgarity reflect on your face and in the attitudes of your body, whether you are static or in motion. Stress, rhythm, intonation, speed, voice modulation, intensity, expression, breath force, whatnot, each and every aspect there. Martin Luther King, the great man, the great black man, and this speech is wonderful speech. And look at this. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of the character. And the sons of former slaves and sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. Look at that. Stress, rhythm, intonation, fluency, speed, voice modulation, emotion, intensity, every aspect. Phonetics and para-linguistics. This is my attitude, my intention, my vocalics I produce, but he produced something different. You listen to the speech, you come to understand. Now we look at one more example, Charlie Chaplin. The great dictator speech, the final speech. You listen to that. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world. Millions of despairing men, women, and little children, victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. One more time. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world, millions of despairing men, women, and little children, victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. This, look at that. Stress, rhythm, intonation, fluency, para-linguistics. You practice, you could be. How? If you want to practice that, first you should be a good listener. Be a leader, be a legend. This is my quote. A good listener would be a better speaker. A better speaker would be a great communicator. A great communicator would be a wonderful orator. If you want to be a very good speaker or communicator or orator of English, so you have to practice phonetics. Phonetics is musical and magical mixture of English language. On this note, master phonetics, mark your speaking. Thank you very much. This is the lesson for today. And please like, share, and subscribe and comment. Thank you very much. You're gorgeous the way you are. Thank you. Have a wonderful time. Goodbye.
In the halls of Dr. Arcade's place, we learn to speak with perfect grace. Every sound and every tone helps us call English our own, breaking barriers with each phrase for future dreams and brighter days. Every lesson, every stride takes us on a wondrous ride. We rise, we shine with every word. Our voice is strong and clearly heard. Mastery of phonetics keen. At Dr. Arcade's we're a winning team. We rise, we shine with every word. Our voice is strong and clearly heard. Mastery of phonetics